Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the Edijester. How are we, everybody? Another day, another dollar, another shirt with a dirty collar. Here we go. Let's get straight into it. Become a warrior teacher, buy me a coffee. The usual. Like, subscribe, and share. That's the most important thing. The like does the algorithm thing. That's the good bit. That's the best bit for it. Right, so, Stony Walls. You know the bunch of nutters at Stonewall? Oh, Nancy Kelly. Who was the other one? Ruth Hunt. I have to be careful when I say that. Ruth Hunt. Right, Ruth Hunt. And all the other child-harming, gender-pushing lunatics in Stonewall, right? You may remember that they put up some terrible things. I mean, they went after LGBT Alliance along with mermaids and others trying to get their charity status removed. They've gone after Alison Bailey, who was a lawyer and treated her in the most appalling manner, and she won the case, as you're aware. Then she won the case against her Chambers. She didn't win the one against Stonewall. So they're going back to the court to win the one against Stonewall. This is Stonewall, who, just so a few of the gays that are still watching me who don't like bulk every time they see my face understand, have got nothing to do with gays and lesbians. The same as mermaids, the LGBT Foundation and every other group have nothing to do with gays and lesbians. And just as a little reminder, you shouldn't be giving them a penny, either directly or indirectly via the bars on Canal Street. This has been a public service announcement, right? Okay, so now this bunch of nutters, they went after Krishna Faulkner again, right? Who runs the got to get it right, the Equalities and Human Rights Commission, the EHRC. They went after them to have their grade, which is there's a type of grades, A's and B's, their grade as a human rights organisation removed because they refused to pander to LARPing men in dresses and LARPing women. That's what they went after them for. So Stonewall is attacking a world-renowned equalities organisation. Remember, if the Equality Act didn't exist and if the GRA 2004 didn't exist and none of this nonsense was in the Equality Act, none of this would be happening. It's time to repeal the GRA, and the sooner we do it, the better. So the Human Rights Regulator has retained its A status, and I'm very glad that that is so. The Equality and Human Rights Commission has retained its accreditation. Some civil society organisations in the UK wrote to the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions Subcommittee on Accreditation, that's the SCA, last year, asking for the EHRC's accreditation to be reviewed. The SCA considered the issue raised in detail through its special review process. So they went, okay, if you think that, we'll have a look. The issue considered included the EHRC's advice to the UK government on the definition of sex in the Equality Act 2010. So the EHRC has come out and said, sex is sex, that's it. And Stonewall have gone, they've got their fingers around our throat. What can we do to hurt them? Oh, we'll report them to this body. That's what Stonewall have done. Remember, Stonewall, LGBT Foundation, LGBT Confederation, Proud Trust, all these nut jobs and castration lunatics, they're all designed to A, waste time, and B, disrupt in order to bring about their leftist mad utopia, right? So remember, they'll do this stuff just to cause trouble. And we need to begin recognising that. It's right. And on the individual level, you get people that constantly take people to court, and then eventually the judges go, yeah, you're a vexatious litigant, right? We need to do that for Stonewall. You're a vexatious litigant. You don't get to do any more court cases. In fact, while we're at it, Stonewall, just shut down. Will you please, kindly, give us the keys, right? Get in your cars. Oh, hang on, company car, give it here. Get in your cars and go away forever, because we don't need you. Goodbye. That's what we should be doing, right? Now, the SCA has now confirmed, thankfully, to the EHRC that it remains fully compliant with the Paris Principles, which provides the benchmark for high-performing, independent national human rights institutions. Congratulations to Baroness Faulkner and the team over at the EHRC. I think it's great that they've done this, so finally we can put this to bed, and now we can get on with dealing with Stonewall, which must be buried along with the rest of them, the LGBT Foundation, Proud Trust, all the usual nuts. The decision means that the EHRC retains its independent participation rights to the UN Human Rights Council and remains able to directly report to the United Nations on human rights issues. Baroness Cushwa-Faulkner, chairwoman of the Equality and Human Rights Commission, said, "We welcome the decision that the EHRC should retain its accreditation as an A status national human rights institution. We always believed there were inaccuracies in the submission made against us, i.e. they lied. We are pleased to allow, following a full assessment of all the evidence, the Accreditation Committee agree that we continue to meet the highest standards." Well done. Congratulations. As chairwoman of the EHRC, I am confident that we demonstrate those standards every day in everything we do. I can reassure all those we work with and the British public we serve that we take great pride in our independence from government, and rightly so. But it is important too to maintain our independence from activist organisations. They're talking about Stonewall and the Crow, wishing to unduly influence our legal opinions and policy. So they're laying out here, these people are nutters, activist nutters. We routinely demonstrate our impartiality through our willingness to challenge both, robustly to challenge the government and to challenge the likes of Stonewall, LGBT Foundation, all those loons and mermaids. We also take seriously our obligation to protect and promote equality and human rights for everyone. This includes considering carefully and impartially, and on the basis of evidence, on the rights of one person or group might be affected by the rights of another. The role of the referee is not always appreciated. I appreciate you, and I know a lot of people that do, right? Because you've, been really helpful. But as the human rights regulator for England and Wales, it is one we accept with steely determination. What a wonderful, wonderful statement. We accept the role of referee with steely determination. This is Baroness Faulkner, who's right now. Wee! Human rights bruiser. Sorry, Baroness. What does one call a Baroness when one meets one? Do you say, hello, Baroness? Is that what you say? Is it milady? What do you say? Do you bow? Or do you curtsy? Or do you sort of bring a sprig of ivy and just put it on our shoulder? Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about any of this peerage and, all that flippin' nonsense. Right. We may be challenged along the way, but the EHRC will strike the right balance with upholding everyone's rights. We look forward to continuing to work with all those who help us deliver this duty. Well said, Baroness Faulkner. The sooner we repeal the GRA and the sooner we get this idea of trans out of the public square, the easier it will make Baroness Faulkner's life, because then she might be able to do what I wish we could do, and I'm sure she may well agree with me. I wish I knew if she did. Is that we should be focusing 100% on disability and age. There's the two big ones. That's the two we don't want to deal with. I had a session with the Warrior Teachers in year 2 the other night, and we were covering disability. Nobody wants to deal with that. It's too complicated, right? Talking about rubbish like trans and non-binary, and there are people that still can't get in the room, that still can't participate. Though we have got great assistive technologies coming up now. It's because the idea of disability and age, which is often around difficulties that require us to get people to have opportunities, is that that's so individualised that you can't make a group out of it. You can call for rights for people with disabilities, but when you get down to it, it's that individual that you have to deal with. That's why the nutters don't want to do it. It's too much like our work. They'd rather sit in front of their keyboards, tossing off while they type, trans rights or human rights. It's all cobblers at the end of the day. We've got some great notes to the editor in there, but you can go and have a look at that, because the article's in the Dubras, as you'd expect it to be. I shall see you later. This is good news. And Stonewall, once again, have had it up 'em. And they don't like it up 'em. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.